Hello and welcome to Tim's Bits and Pieces. I will be showing you model train tips and tricks, layout build, new items for the layout, repairs and servicing of locos and rolling stock, 3D prints as well as four-wheel drive repairs, DIY projects and much more. So grab a drink, a bite to eat, sit back and enjoy. Don't forget to like, subscribe and leave your comments. Let's get on with it. Alright, today we've got this little one. Front nose is gone. It's got a piece off there missing, which is just 25. Seen a bit of work by the looks of it. A lot of rust on the arms and stuff here. And the actual arms are, I don't know whether you can see it or not, but the arms are actually twisted here and here. That looks like that one's a bit loose or something because I can move that like that. And same on this one. This one moves a fair bit. So we'll have a look. And I'll give it a once over while I've got it. So what we'll do is we'll start by taking these off one side at a time. Because all the rust on there, I'll give that a good clean up as well. So I'll just take this off slowly. So a little container. A lot of oil on it. So I've got that first one, which will probably slide out of there, which it will. A lot of oil there. I don't know if you can see that, but there's a hell of a lot of bend in that, so I'll see if we can't clean that up. I've got a collar there, and another one there, and this one, so I'll undo this one. Alright, oops, little screw there. That's the one from there, see that's got fair bit of rust on it. Now I'll have a look and see if we can tell the difference between left and a right, just in case. So it looks like the same. So I don't know if I can get, I'll see about that. But I don't want to pull it apart too much, just in case. But I'll take this one off. It pays to have a little. What I've done with this little screwdriver is I've actually filed the point, so it's really nice. It's got a fine point on it. It's just ideal for doing this sort of stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of oil all over that. Look at the oil on that. Don't know why, but and there's the tube. Pull that out of there. But there's a hell of a lot of bend in that, and they're twisted as anything, so we'll give that a good clean. I'll take that one off. Oops. There we go. Oh. Take that one off. And there's a lot of oil everywhere, so there's a bit of rust on that, so I'll get all that clean. And then we'll put this in here. And I think, looking at that, I'd say that holds that on there. We've got two little clips there. Nothing at the front. So I'm guessing got a hole there and a hole there, and that one, I'm guessing that one goes up through there. So we'll just pull this off. And yep, I can already feel it moving. Geez, that's a decent screw. Alright, so if we pull that on an angle carefully. Wants to move, but it won't. Why? What have we got holding it? Aha. if I take that out, there she goes. Oh, we've got wires to that. Oh, it's an old can motor. Will that weight come out? Aha, look at that. There we go. Alright, so I'll give that a bit of a clean, a bit of soap and water. I can see straight away, I don't know whether you can, but I can see that arm. I'll try and give you that straight. See how much this arm is on an angle? I don't know if you can see that, but I can see it. So I'll give that a bit of a clean. And it actually is on an angle downwards as well. So see about giving them a quick once over. Oh, geez, that's a heavy bit of weight. Looks like a lead weight, that one. Alright, let's have a look at our motor. Oh, gee. Move that wire there. I can see an awful lot of daylight between the gear cog and the motor cog. So I don't know if that's right, but maybe it can be adjusted down a bit more, but not sure. But there's a bit of movement in that motor as well. So, but anyway, oh, what have we got there? What's that there? Oops. Where did that go? Looks like a bit of something. Brass, stainless, something. There it is there. Come on, out you come. No, didn't want to come out. There it is. A solder or something, by the looks of it, not sure. Bit of something, yeah. Anyway. Alright, so how do we strip this down? The wires are soldered there and they're soldered on there, and that they're melted on. So we're not going to go playing with that. Turn that back up there carefully. That's soldered there and that's there. So the only way we're going to do that is to unsolder these wires here off the can motor. I think I want to do that because I'd like to get into there, but there's a bit of movement and I'd like to be able to clean up these wheels, but I'll have a look and see what this does. Open these up. So I'd say that screw holds the motor in place. So let's open this up. No, that screwdriver won't fit it. So this one. One of them's, I've done it on purpose. I've filed one, took the nose off it, whereas this one's got the really sharp point. You might be able to see. So sometimes you can get into, and then others, but some of them are really deep and then others they're not. So just got to remember which ones are which, that's all. Alright. Alright, here we go. There we go. There's a hell of a lot of oil and grease there. Get a cotton bud. Look at all the oil, the old grease and oil in there. Look at that. So we'll clean all that off. A hell of a lot of it in there. Way too much. So I don't know who's had this before, but it's been oiled well and truly. So is there a front and a back? No, it doesn't look like it. But we'll have it so I remember that it says Lifeline, is it? Lifelite, made in Hong Kong. So Lifelite is in the same writing on the same direction as the number, so we'll keep it that way. And see all the old grease in there. Pull that one out carefully. Oh, look at all the hairs and stuff in there. Look at it, everywhere. Oh, way too much oil in this. This is soaking oil. So, and that one, soaking in oil, absolutely. Those wheels will need a good clean as well. So, I can see all the old grease in there. So, if you can see that there, look. Look at it all. I think I'm going to take that motor off. What I will do is I'll heat the soldering iron up and I'll unsolder it, and then I'll take the motor off, because then I can get at it a bit better. So, alright. There's grease everywhere in that. It's crazy. It's everywhere. It's all around the motor. Oil's everywhere. Whoever's had this has oiled it way too much. And because this is a grain of wheat globe, it doesn't matter which way it goes when it gets soldered back on. So that can go just wide straight on. Oh, there's stuff in there too. It's all on these cogs. It's absolutely everywhere. Alright, that's the motor off. Push that through. Alright, the real little one goes to the front. Find this is one of the easy ways of doing it sometimes, with a bit of contact cleaner and a toothbrush, and just get into it. Alright, bring this in. You can hold that for me. There it goes. And the other side. There we go. A lot of old wire and stuff there, so we'll get rid of all that as well. Take that old solder out. Alright, there we go. Alright, so when I put it back, just so I can remember, when it goes back in with the cradle, the side that there is to the side that way, or the flat part down to the base. The flat part of the back of the motor there, see how the back of the casing, it's got a flat piece? The flat piece to the flat piece. I think that, so then I can take all of this to bits as well, give this a clean. Alright, just pulls off, slides through, and look at the mess on that. Alright. I'll leave that like that so that I know what's what. Not that it really matters that much, but yeah. So what I'll do is I'll get a bit of warm water and detergent onto all of this. Bit of warm soapy water, give that a good clean. That's fine, and I'll get the rest of the stuff into the cleaner, and we'll come back. I'll give that a quick once over with a bit of soap and water while I'm doing this, and we'll be back. I'll see you then. Here we are back at this Loco. I've washed it and cleaned it. I've cleaned all the gears and the cogs out there. I've cleaned the two brushes, given them a good clean over. I've fixed the wheels. The wheel actually, on this one of the wheels was coming off, so I actually glued it back on in place. I've cleaned all of this, so now it's time to put everything back together. I've given all the bits and pieces, all the metal parts, a bit of a clean, got all the rust off and everything. So now it's time to put everything back together. So first things first is we'll put these back in here. Just slide that in there like that. Slide that one in there like that. They were actually bent, so this time we'll make sure that they're straight. Push them in so that they're in properly. Make sure they're lined up straight. A lot of these parts were bent as well, so I've had to straighten them all up. So what we'll do is we'll this goes on here like that, and we will start to put some of this back together. I think the best idea is we put our wheels on, and we'll put our cover back on there. So I'll get some oil and some grease for the wheels and for the cogs, some grease for the cogs, which I can put on. Oh, these wires, I've got to be careful I don't break them off, because I don't really want to be soldering back here again. So I'll put some grease on here, a little bit in there, a little bit in there. Give that a bit of a run around to make sure that they're all getting nicely greased up. As you can see, it's all over those wheels now, which is good. Put this one in here, make sure that the plates are behind, the brushes are behind that, or the contacts. That one's alright. Now if I put that one there, I've got to make sure that the quartering's right. So that's 12 o'clock there, that's 3 o'clock on that side. So if I match this one up 12 o'clock here, that one should be at 3 o'clock, which it is. So I want to get this in here with these, and I want to match it up pretty much the same, so that when it goes round, that they're at the same, just even so much as one cog out, it can make a big difference. So make sure that they're at the same, which it's not. So if I move that back that way, that's better. Alright, I'll put that back on. I remember that I said that the writing here was the same direction as the writing on that. So if I put that back on there and that like that, these little arms go inside. So now the question is, what screws go where, isn't it? And that's the hiccup that I don't 100% recall, because I know they're the ones for the piston rods, and they're the rods. That one I think was at the, through all this, which I'm pretty sure. I think it's those ones from memory. Screwdriver. So I'll put that one in there. I'll soon know when I do it up. It'll tighten up or it won't. Yep, that's that one. Let me put that one in there. And that's that one, so I'll just nip them up. So we make sure that it all rolls nicely. Make sure all the fluid's together. It's a bit firm, but I'll put some oil in the... Where's my oil? There's my oil. I have a small tip on it. I should put some oil on those wheels, shouldn't I? I'll take this back off again. Gently lift that off. Some oil on those wheels here, down in here. Which will help them roll a bit. Put that back in there, where it's supposed to go. Just nip that up. That's a bit better. Bit of oil here, bit of oil here. Helps it all go round. Just loosen that off a touch. So when you're putting all these things back together, just sometimes a little bit too tight is a little bit too tight, which doesn't let things move. So just be aware of that when you're putting things back together. Not to be too tight when you're putting things back, because it's all well and good to put things together, but if it's too tight, it's not going to work. I'll put a dash of oil on that as well. Put the oil there. Let that work through a bit. That's better. I'll just get rid of some of that oil, because I don't want it everywhere. I'll get rid of some of that extra stuff. A bit of extra there, so we'll get rid of that. We want it coating, a good coating, but we don't want it too excessively, so because at the end of the day we want the motor to be able to spin freely. That seems alright. Where was I? Oh, it's time to put some wheels together. So we've got, I need to put the body back together. So we've got two arms which need to go on the sliders. So if I put that back in there like that, and if I work out, because these slide in this rail goes on the top and slides in there, so if I line that up there and push that in there, that slides up and down on that. And then if I do the same to the other one, that goes on there, that goes on there, and that slides back and forth in that, like that. So that's like that. And that goes to the back, so we'll spin these wheels so they're down the bottom. And that's there. So I need to put front one in first. So we've got a little indent in these. They've got a little notch in them, so that's that side and that's that side. So we'll put that there. Alright, now a little flat blade screwdriver. We've got one screw on each side. Oops, get rid of that bit of fluff. And a screw and that, and then we've got a collar, which you'll see in a minute. Get that out the way. So I want that to clip there. Turn that round and that to clip there. See, they're not only just handy for soldering, they're actually handy for doing this sort of stuff as well. Alright, so where were we? Back to there. So I've got this on top. And it's on the floor. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it further in so that there's less chance of it coming off. And if it does, it's hopefully going to fall. I want it there, don't I? So you can see what I'm doing also. And turn it over and do the same to the side, on the other side. That's better. Okay. Now we take that off there. And we spin those that way. And we want to do, yes, I do talk to myself. It makes it easier at times, but not always. You would think it would be at times, but no. Alright, so that goes in there. That's that side. Gently fold this one up here. Line it up. And that goes in. Alright, here we come to the motor and the weight. So we're getting there. Alright, so I did say when I had it lined up with the motor went through with the two screws, and it had, it was the flat, that's right, the flat piece was to the bottom, so that's that way. So then we put the two screws in, which are these ones. Okay, so we're now down to that. Hold that there carefully. It's all a balancing act, and it's all just a sequence of this and a sequence of that, and then once you get one thing in, that goes the right way round, it all starts popping into place. But until you get to that stage, it can be a bit of a nightmare trying to line everything up. There we go, that one's dropped off now. Come on back, there we go. There, right. Let's check, there we go, see the wipers out. And that's going to be fun. and the wires in stuck there. It's going to be a bit hard to get that round the back of that like that. Undo that. Let that wheel come out a bit. There we go. Down the back. Haha. That's all stayed in the right spot. Right. Nip that up. Nip that up. Nip that up. A little bit. Nip that up. Because as I said, I haven't tightened these yet, so I was just wanting to get it all back together first. Right. So we get a bit of grease on that. Put a touch of oil on it as well, just to help. That turns there. Right. Let's give it a bit of power and see what happens. There we go. That's what we want. That's why these are a bit of a pain sometimes, because you can't screw them together because the screw goes through and holds the body on. So this will always keeps coming apart, which is a bit of a pain at times, but you just got to deal with it. Now we'll battery test. So that's right there, and you'll see from underneath. Aha. And the light globe's working, which is what we want. There we go. We have a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Come and get yours. Okay, so I'll put that back in place. Lay these wires along here so they're out the way of the gears and everything else. Now, if I remember rightly, when it goes together, that globe was up and round the other way, so it's got to come around and up that way. And that goes down through there. I'm going to get the back in first, because there's two little, there we go, two little clips there. That goes through the centre of the smoke box, like so. And then the light globe was in there, because it doesn't, and it sits up there. It didn't come with the front of the boiler cover, so I'll have to play around and work out and make myself one of those. So I'll put that back together, that in there. We'll go through there and go into everything. Just gently nip that up. Alright, now I did notice when I was looking at it before that that rod is a little bit, but I still haven't tightened these screws up yet. I just noticed that rod there. So I'll get my pliers. These are good ones, they're long nose and they've got a bend on them, which is just ideal for doing model trains. Turn that around and we want that one there straightened out a touch. Which pulls that back into place now. So now I can tighten these up. That one there. That one a bit, not too tight. Remember, these have to move, so you don't want to do anything up too tight, because if you do them up too tight, nothing's going to move. So we want to rotate that a bit more so we can get to the front. We'll get to that. No, we want a bit more. There. Alright, so just nip this one up a bit. Make it firm but not tight. And that one's down the bottom underneath, so there we go. And to there and tighten that up, just touch it up, touch that one up. There we go. And everything's looking good. Alright, so we'll just nip these up a bit more because I've left them loose. So alright, let's see how that goes. Something's not quite on that. That's alright. Just that's better. Alright, it's on the track. Let's give it a run. Look at that. Straight away. Oops, maybe not. A bit more power. There she goes. Here she comes. Alright. Move it so we get a better view. Slow her down a bit. Running good as gold. What about backwards? Look at that. Woohoo! Look at that. Alright, let's find some carriages for it. Alright, here we go. Something's not right here. What have we got wrong here? What's going on? Something with that wheel there. Alright, we'll see what happens now. There you go, look at that. Bit more over the points. Yep. Goes quite well. Let's give her a bit of speed. Woohoo! All right. There we go. And the Baltimore and Ohio 040 back on the tracks. Thank you very much for watching, and don't forget, like, subscribe, share, all that lovely stuff. And thank you very much. Yeah. Get rid of that carriage at the back. Take that off. Thanks for watching.